Alright guys, welcome back to another video, and I'm really excited to be showing you guys another video on the Infinity Game Table. And this is a game that we've all been waiting for, a game that we've been asking Arcade1Up to bring to the Infinity Game Table because they already had the Hasbro partnership from all their other games. And today is finally that day that they brought Risk, and I'm excited to see how they implemented it, what features are on here, and what we can expect. And of course, the game I'm talking about today is Risk.
Gaming tech, eating brekkie is the gaming tech. Going for a brekkie is the gaming tech. Gaming tech is the gaming tech. Gaming techie.
Alright guys, here we are with the game that we've all been waiting for. The Infinity Game Table has had a partnership with Hasbro since the very beginning. We've all been wondering, hey, when are they going to bring that big game out, Risk? Because they have Monopoly and all the other stuff that Hasbro makes. But Risk is a giant game that a lot of people have been asking for on the Infinity Game Table. And we finally have it here, and I'm happy to report that there is a lot going on in this game. And they did exactly what I wanted. There's only a couple of things I would suggest that they fix, which we'll talk about at the end of the video. Or not fix, but add to it if possible. But there's a lot of good things about this game that I've been playing. So let's go ahead and dive right in. So right here in the beginning of the screen, you see you have your settings page. So you can go ahead and click on these settings, and you can change all of these different things. You can change all of these sound if you want to make the music lower. You have all your profile, which you can edit your avatar and stuff like that. One of the things, actually, I'll mention it now, that I wish they would add is your player name that you actually see. You can't actually change it to something custom. When you hit change Risk name, it kind of just gives you a random one, and then you keep getting a random one until you pick the one that you want. But you can't just enter the name that you want. Which I wish you could, because it'd be easier to identify people around the table if you actually knew their names as opposed to a random Risk name. So hopefully that's an update that they can add. Either way, really cool to have that there. You can change all that. And then you have your gameplay options here where you can change all of these different things. We're going to leave this all on for the time being so you guys can see. You can turn off the end face confirmation, the territory names, the device vibrating, camera animations, all that stuff. And they even have a colorblind mode as well, so you can change all of those options if you need to. We're going to leave that all default for the time being. There is a shop option right here. I do own everything on here right now, but do know that the game costs $10 for the standard game, and you get about 24 maps. And then there's a shop where you can buy other things. Like you can see here, some of the things that you can purchase is like a little, these are customization things, so you can throw different types of dice, and you can have different avatar borders, like you guys saw my avatar have, and then you can have different troops, as you can see here that they have different colors, and a vampire frame, as you can tell. So these are all the different ones that you can purchase that kind of add more flair and you know, aesthetics to the game where it comes to the dice and the troops and stuff like that, which I think is pretty cool to offer people who want something like that. And then, of course, the more important thing is the maps that you can play in, since they add some variety to the gameplay. And again, I own all these already, but each of the map packs come with 4, which is pretty cool, and they have all these different ones that you can buy that add a variety of different maps. So you definitely have a lot to go through. Even with the standard game of $10, you have 24 maps, and that's going to take you a while to play through. But if you want more, there's definitely a lot that you can purchase from different categories. As you guys are seeing, I'm still scrolling through sci-fi map, strongholds map, all of these different maps that you can play with, the zombie map pack, all of that stuff is all here. So that's fantastic as well. So you also have, of course, single player and pass and play. Single player means you can play against a computer, or you can do the tutorial. So that is really cool. Of course, I'm going to show you the pass and play here today, but just know you can play against a computer. There is AI in the game, and there is a tutorial to show you how you play the game if you have not played Risk before. But we're here for pass and play because that's exactly why I wanted this on the Infinity Game Table, so I can play this with other people. So you can play up to 6 players on here, as you can tell. So we're going to go ahead and tap on pass and play here. And then, as you can tell, you get to select all the different maps. Now, of course, I have a ton of different maps on here because of all the ones that I told you I already got from the different map packs, as you can see here. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to just do the standard one that we all know from Risk. So I'm going to go to the top here and select Classic Map Pack. This is the one that everyone knows. Of course, there's a bunch of other ones that you can kind of sort through from all the different ones that I showed you that you can buy in the map packs on the 24 that it comes with. But we'll do the Classic map for now, since everyone knows it. You can see there's a total of 77 maps if you buy all the DLC, so a huge variety. Again, you start with like 24, I believe, but with all the DLC, you get 77. So I'm going to go ahead and hit continue on there, so we go ahead and proceed forward. And then you have all of your different options, which is really cool. So you can do world domination here, so there's different game modes that you can even play. So this is controlling all the territories to win in this classic game mode, the one that you all know and love from Risk. You can go ahead and control the most territories in just 5 rounds to claim victory. So that's a cool mode. Control a 70% majority of territories to win for quicker games. So that's interesting. And then we got a zombie apocalypse. So survive the spreading horde of the undead. So and then you got conquer and defend every capital on the map. And then we're back to world domination. So good variety of modes there as well. Then we got map placement. You can change that on or off, and it has a little question mark what they actually do and stuff like that. You have the AI difficulty that you can change on here if you want, easy, medium. I will leave them on medium for the time being. We got fog of war. You got dice rolls here if you want it truly random or balanced blitz. Blizzards, turn timer, card bonus, all that stuff is all there. We're going to leave it all as default for the time being. This is where you can actually add the players on the board here. So you can see you could go backwards to change the settings again or go forward. I'm going to change one of these. Let's see. We have this one here. I'm going to change this to a person. They're already all set to people. So if you want to exit one of them out, if you don't want 3 real people, you can kind of just click one of these and then that will be an AI player. You can see they're set to medium like we selected on the previous page. You could also change their colors and stuff. So that's an easy way. I wish you could change the names so people actually know who's who are on the table, but you could change the colors right there. So it's very easy to know who's who if you want to. And then we got green over there. We'll add a real person over there in the corner. So that person is real. We'll leave them as is. And then we'll add another AI here in the corner. So we got an AI over here, an AI over here, and then these 2 would be real players. So let's see how this works here. We would go ahead and hit continue on there. Of course, the board is obviously turned the opposite direction for the other person, which doesn't make great for this video, but at least you guys know the board does rotate and let you know, perspective to where you are. And then you would just go ahead and hit green here. And it's telling me the drafting phase. So we all know what drafting phase is like. It's telling me to receive the troops, which you guys will see when the board flips around. So it's just telling me here to go ahead and choose which one I actually want. So let's say I'm the green person. Tap any territory to begin to deploy troops. Let's say I want to deploy troops right here. I'll put my 3 troops right there. And then we go to the next phase. We go to the attacking phase. Let's say I want to attack this one right here to take that one over. He has 4, I have 1. Or sorry, I have 4, he has 1. We're going to go ahead. You have the option of rolling blitz dice, which I think is just a quick mode win chance. But I will obviously take the random dice instead. I think it's more fun to see the actual action battle out. And then you can see how that works there. He's still kicking me though. Not going very well. And we finally got him. Because obviously for those of you guys who haven't played Risk, it compares the number on the dice from each side. If the tied, it goes to the defender. And if not, it goes to the other person. So we're going to go ahead and end the attack phase there since we almost lost all our guys there. And let that happen. We're not going to fortify. Fortify means you can move. You can select a territory to move from different areas of your troops from one area to another. We did get a territory bonus card. And then now we can see it on this side so you guys can see it better. Next player is the white person. Looks like he's the next person to go. So he's on the draft section. He got troops for occupying 11 places. Now this is the AI. You could speed up the AI's turn right here if you want. I'm not going to speed it up for right now so you guys can see exactly what's going on. But it looks like he's taking over that area. As you can see there. Now he's fortifying, and let's see if he moves any troops from one section to another. Looks like he is. He's moving them from up there. Took one from one area, one to the next. Back to the next person here. This is the AI's turn again, so we'll let him do what he does. And for this time, I am going to go ahead and fast forward the AI's turn here, just for the sake of doing it. Total troops awarded for including 10 territories. You can see you can fast forward, and the AI takes their turn much, much faster, as you guys can see there. So a really good option to have that. And then the next player goes here. Now this is up to my turn here on this side of the table. You can see the table vibrates and everything, so they have that on here. So this is the tap any territory to begin deploying your troops. That gives you a reminder there on top. So let's say I want to deploy troops. Let's say we'll deploy them right here. We'll add 4 right there. Tap any territories to begin. We're done. Now we go to the attacking phase. Let's say we want to attack this one right here. Now we're going to do the blitz mode for this time because it's telling you. It even tells you the chance up there. Your win chance is 91%, depending on what they think. So I have 5 troops. He has 5 dice that I'm going to be rolling. He has 3. So I'm going to go ahead and roll blitz just to give you guys an idea. So you can see it's a lot quicker. It just kind of throws them all out, and it uses that percentage and tells me how many people I actually lost. And then you can move your troops that direction. Let's say I do it again. I kind of like again, I like the dice better because I see the action more, but you can do it any way you want. You can see how the dice is compared, and we got that, so he survived with 1, and then we take out his 5 with the 4 that he had there, and he is gone. So we have this exact territory now completely taken over, and we are going to end our attacking phase right there and leave him as is. And then you go around the table, obviously doing this over and over again. I don't think you guys need a tutorial on how to play Risk. I think a lot of us have played this game for years. I kind of just wanted to show you what it looked like on here if I wanted to fortify. Like, for example, if I wanted to fortify, I move this one to here. I can go ahead and move 2 troops over there, territory card bonus, and the next player would go and they would take their turn. And you keep going back and forth and try to gain the territories and try to be the last one standing around the board. I'm so happy that Risk finally came on here, and that it's actually done really, really well. Oh, one of the things that I really do like on here is you can actually see all of your stats as well. If we go back to the main menu here, you can go ahead and just end this game. And if I go back here to the main menu and I just kind of select my player here in the middle, this gives you all of the different options of what you can change. So remember the avatar that I showed you and the crown that you can change and the color that you can change. You can change the dice with all the skins that I showed you before. So you can come in here and have all these different dice on here and stuff, which is really cool. So definitely a lot of customizability on here. You can change the different troops on here, like I said, by buying some of those DLCs if you want them. So those are here. You can have snowman running around. And this is great. So if you scroll down, you get all of the different games that you've played. I can see here games played, hours played, pass and play. I've never actually finished the full game because I've been testing different things, which is why it doesn't show anything. But you can see pass and play, single player, scenario, fastest win, slowest win, all these different dices that have come out. So it's really cool that all these options are actually here and will actually show you, which I really, really like. So Risk has finally arrived, guys, on the Infinity game table. And in my opinion, they kind of knocked it out of the park. They have almost every option I would want. The only thing missing that I was talking about is A, being able to change your player name to something actually you want custom. That would be nice. And obviously, of course, online play is unfortunately not here. Now, granted, I know a lot of people use the Infinity game table for online. Me personally, I use this more for like playing with players at home. So the pass and play feature was most important to me. But I do know a lot of people like online, so it's unfortunate that it's not here. But besides those two things, everything else is fantastic. The customizability with the 24 maps that it comes with, it gives you a lot of variety. And if you want even more, there's a shop to buy even more DLC for more maps that add more variety. They have the pass and play. They have single player, so they have AI in the game. They have a good tutorial that shows you. You have all the different settings that I showed you that you can change. All that stuff is in the game. The graphics look good. Everything seems to run pretty well from what I gather. And I think people who enjoy Risk are going to have a really fun time. And I'm happy to finally see it added on here. We've been waiting a long time for this one. And I think they did a fantastic job with this one. As somebody who loves Risk, and I can't wait to play this with other people locally over the holiday season. So, with that being the big release in December, I'm excited to see what they plan on doing in the 2023 season. I hope we see some even bigger games and more partnerships from other board game publishers working with them and seeing this table succeed more and more, because even though everything hasn't been perfect on here on everything that we've wanted, there have been a lot of good games that have released this year, and actually you'll see my top 10 video coming shortly on the top 10 games on the Infinity game table that I really like that we'll be talking about. So there has been a lot of good stuff released over the last year, this being the biggest and the most important one that they finally got released. So if you guys have any questions about anything you guys have seen in today's video, as always, leave it down below. If not, thank you guys for watching. Until next time.